Today's episode was made in partnership with Optimal Advanced Follow-On Milk. The conversations in this podcast reflect the personal views and experiences of our guests. In today's episode, we're exploring the 6-month shift. It's the first stage of first giggles, funny faces, new foods, and sleep routines that seem to change overnight. It's also a big milestone for parents who are finding their own rhythm. Joining us today are presenter and friend of SL, Olivia Wayne, and founder of Why Not CEO Yourself, Hermione Olivia. They will share stories and tips for navigating this stage and beyond. Welcome, ladies. You both look gorgeous. Flying the flag for mothers out there. Olivia, what are you wearing? Tell me.
Today I'm wearing a co-ord from Styling, which is a beautiful Scandi brand. Do you know of them?
Yeah, I've heard about them.
I went to one of her breakfasts and she's the chicest woman you'll ever meet. She's also about 6'3", so I'm like 5'4", so I've had to have the jeans tailored. But it's basically a co-ord, a brown denim co-ord, jeans, an oversized shirt, and I'm really feeling it at my Jimmy Fairleys because this isn't just style, this is actually needed nowadays, especially when tired, especially when up all night with a baby. So here we are.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you so
do.
much.
And amazing jewellery. These are
It's
great.
Daisy London.
Oh, yeah.
I think these might be the Polly ones.
And the boots?
Boots are River Island. No. You know I'm obsessed with River Island.
It's
I think
so
they do
good.
amazing things.
What about you, honey?
I'm wearing like a khaki utility jacket.
Yeah.
Denim jeans that I just fit into this morning.
Oh,
you should have
God,
seen there was
well
a process though. And beige. What are these heels?
Yeah.
What are they? They're shoes and heels.
I've still got baby brain,
Yeah, I
so
know.
forgive me.
And the belt's so chic.
Cause I got it last
good.
week, yeah.
Skinny belts are so in this season.
know,
You heard
yours.
it here first. I have got Balenciaga pumps on, which I bought last year, and it's so comfy and they're quite high. But
No, but you can wear heels, so I don't trust
my
you.
feet died a long time ago. So, and then trousers from a brand called Hirschkind. I hope I'm saying that right. I love them. They're super long, which I love. And then the jumpers from them as well. And then the shirt, I think it's Caramilla, and it's really old, the shirt. And then earrings have a Mayhem. And then an array of
Your belt?
jewellery.
Sparkles.
Oh, and the belt is Kate.
I think we are flying the flag for it's so important as women and mothers to get dressed and be the best version of yourself and not just succumb to the exhaustion or whatever it is.
Oh my God. I feel so much better when it was a long time ago for me, the baby phase, but when you got dressed, put some makeup on, brushed your hair, you just feel like a different person.
You do.
It does make a big change. Before we start, just a quick message from our sponsor. Parenting is full of exciting milestones, like feeding your little one their first solid foods when they are 6 months old, but making sure their nutritional needs are met is key. That's where Optimal Advanced Follow-On Milk comes in. Designed for babies from 6 to 12 months and inspired by 50 years of breast milk research, Optimal Advanced Follow-On Milk provides key nutrients like iron, which contributes to normal cognitive development, and vitamin D, which contributes to the normal function of the immune system and is suitable for formula and combination-fed babies. It's the only follow-on milk in the UK with GOS, FOS and 2FL and has high-quality milk fat for a creamy taste. Optimal Advanced Follow-On Milk says breastfeeding is best for those that are able to. Follow-on milk should only be used as part of a mixed diet from 6 months. Talk to your healthcare professional for advice on feeding. Okay, so we're going to talk about babies today.
Woo-hoo.
Like the
Our
sweet
favourite
bit,
topic.
like 6 months. Tell me the babies.
So I have 3 children. I've got an 8-year-old, almost 9, called Ozzy, a 5-year-old called Ziggy, and my youngest is Zadie, and she is almost 2. So she isn't a baby, but she is our baby, and I'm trying to keep her a baby for as long as possible because it feels like it goes so fast. Hodge, you know her well.
I love her so
She's
much.
come with us on shoots.
Oh my God, she made me want another baby.
She is quite
so
delicious,
gorgeous,
I would say. But I think that's a third child thing because they're just kind of easy because they have to be.
Yeah.
Because it's not about you. It's about football runs and school runs and they just adapt and fit in.
Yeah.
So that's my breakdown for children.
What about you?
I have a stepson, Arlo, who's 6.
Gorgeous
and
name.
then Xanthi is 2 and Gaia is 3 months.
You 3 months are insane.
Thank you.
You're in jeans in 3 months. That is
Only
remarkable.
Just. If I move too quickly, I might pop out.
Oh my God. Let's talk about 6 months is such a special time. What did you, like, what was your first moments that you were like, oh, we've reached another milestone?
For me, 6 months was really where I started to see that they were their own person. You know, like you've come out of the 4th trimester and you're feeling like your own independent person again, but they're really coming to life and they're like a little human, don't you think? They're like, you're starting to see their personality shine. And as you said, it's like, okay, this was all worthwhile.
Yeah.
You're coming out of the woods a little.
Yeah. And their sort of face changes.
Well, that's what I think they look like how they will look now. You know, like at the beginning they look like the dad, don't they? Because it's all for like, so that the lion cub didn't eat the cub and all that stuff, so they look like them. But then actually their face takes its full shape. And when you look at baby photos, well, of my 9-year-old, he looked like that at 6 months. He looks the same. So you kind of know what they're really going to look like.
All of these milestones are happening, you know, sitting up, giggling.
Eat, obviously. And explore with their mouths.
Explore. And I feel that, you know, it doesn't just happen at 6 months. There's a range. Did you ever feel, oh my God, this isn't happening? Should I be worried?
I really noticed that with my first child with Xanthi, I was like so obsessed with every milestone and like, you know, like watching down to the minute as to what she was doing and what she wasn't doing. And also like so proudly like thinking that she was this like miracle child.
Oh my God, everyone thinks that, don't they? It's so funny.
Very embarrassing. Whereas now I'm just like so much more relaxed. I almost don't even notice, you know, what's happening or when it should be. You're just more joyful about the whole thing.
I mean, I know it's so hard, isn't it? Because you are a bit obsessed because it's, you know, it is like, I feel like you should almost have a degree in being like with babies for the first year because there's a lot to think about. So it is quite like scary when they're not, when you don't think they're hitting it, but they're just not in the range.
I always felt that it was like the hardest job you'll ever do without any handover, any like, and the books are very general, like or it's all average, but you take the book as fact that it has to be at 6 months on the dot they should be doing X, Y, and Z, and they don't all do that. Just like in every walk of life, we all do things at different times. The sleep is a big thing. At 6 months they should be doing X at night, 1 wake. It's like, okay, but do you wake every night still as an adult? Are you a good sleeper? Why should a baby be so good or bad? I've always found it so kind of intuitively off, that whole idea that they must conform, but I guess you need some semblance of a guide, otherwise who knows?
I know. And obviously there are, you know, developmental milestones
which are important.
Which is important.
Yes.
But I know it's crazy. I also think like the first baby, like you're so engaged with the baby and you're like, mama, like you're so invested in this baby.
And getting on and doing the thing, And
then the second one comes and you're like, sorry, I just, you know, you're like.
And with the other one a bit more. Yeah.
Because the first one is more demanding because the older they get, the harder they get.
Absolutely.
And then by the time my third, I was like,
where's the
good
other
luck,
one?
honey. I mean, you bring yourself up. And also I feel like their siblings,
makes such
you know,
a difference.
and sometimes the siblings can slow it down because they'll speak for them, or like, you know,
that's true.
You know, so I think it really depends where you are in the family.
But also the needs of the toddler are often, well, in my situation, much more demanding.
Completely.
I feel like I'm always running towards the older kids and meeting their needs.
Completely.
And unfortunately, the baby often has to kind of sit and wait their turn.
But I think the babies learn so much by observing that
Completely.
stuff. And actually, rather than like trying to get them to like recognize something and the colors or the art, you know, just by observing life, they probably develop way quicker. It's like a different way of doing it. But your first one, it's like all the pressure.
And also you're mega in the mums group.
Yes, it's all intense.
You're like, oh, and so, you know, Marnie's just sat up and you're like, oh God.
And you're on the NCT couch with all the babies and some are laughing and you're like, why isn't mine?
In the Halloween outfit.
Totally, in the little pumpkins. But the reality is, number 2 and 3, they just get on with it. And before you know it, I'm like, oh my God, they just spoke.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know or care. You know, I wasn't even trying for it.
I know. Because
Like
they get
everything
up because no one's listening to them. So they have to get up to walk to get the car, the rah-rah car, because no one's
The rah-rah car's not coming to you and I'm not bringing it to you. Exactly that.
I know, it's so funny. But it's really hard. I think you can't explain that to a first-time mum because you don't believe them because you think, no way, I will not be that person.
So true.
But everyone is. And playing is such a lovely part of this stage when you feel you're getting something back, which you need. Because those nights are long. I mean, when did your baby sleep through? I mean, you're still in it.
We're quite lucky we have sleepers. to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously you go through patches and phases and it always changes, but like generally they sleep a lot. And I don't know if it's because I slept so much when I was pregnant. I don't know if it like wore off on
Well,
them.
sleep breeds sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, is that true?
I don't know. My mother says
They always say that, don't they?
I know.
I think it does.
Well, I have, can I swear? Rubbish sleepers still. My 5-year-old is up every night still.
No.
Oh, yeah. Zadie's up multiple times.
But as you said, don't you think it's like adults, some sleep
My
really well and
husband's
some
the
don't?
worst sleeper
There
on
you
the
go.
planet.
Yeah.
He can't fall asleep. He's one of those that really can't sleep. I could sleep. I have slept in DJ booths on speakers. Like if I'm tired, it doesn't
same.
matter. Whereas he literally, it's like perfect conditions, all of that. And my kids are more like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I do have a bit of a like irritation with him. But no, I'm like, I get why they might not be great sleepers because the reality is not adults aren't great sleepers. So why do we think they must all be? But it's exhausting.
Yeah, I don't think it's formulaic.
At 6 months, it all changed and got better because he got bigger, probably. I don't think it was anything I implemented.
No.
So for number 2 and 3, I was like, I'm just not obsessing
I
over
know.
it. We'll get through it and we make it work for the best of us so that we all get the most sleep we can get.
But so what do you do? Do they all go down?
First of all, the 2 older boys go to bed at the same time, which is not fair on the eldest one, but it is what it is.
Same. I
It's
do
impossible
that.
to be like, you go to bed, now you're up a bit longer.
And
Like,
you don't want to go up and down stairs all the time.
All night.
I was like, after bath,
we're up. We stay upstairs.
We stay
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bed, bath, and beyond is just
It's
isn't
that
it?
hour of the
so
day.
hard. Do you is your 2-year-old good at the moment?
Mostly, yeah. Like she is a good sleeper. Of course, there are nights we're going through a patch at the moment. I think transition phases.
You have a new baby
cause
as well.
some-
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
come
probably
on.
a bit like, who's
Yeah,
this?
she's like, oh, this baby's staying here.
Yeah.
She's not
Oh,
going.
she's not a visitor.
Yeah. And also she just started nursery. So
Yeah, it's big
of
life
course,
stuff.
I think it's also them needing us. Like I think that's a big part of like if we have issues with sleep, it's more they're like needing that attention from us. So yeah, she's definitely finding her way to us at times in the night.
oh,
But she,
Which I think is actually really sweet.
but she's still in a cot.
No, she's in a bed.
She's in a big girl
Yeah.
bed with the side.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she can get
She's on
out.
the sides. Yeah, she can
Oh
get
my
out.
God, it's when they can come and find you.
Which we definitely won't do as early next
no,
time.
we didn't do
But
that until like 3.
But we live with my in-laws at the moment because we're
Mm-hmm.
renovating a house. So we actually have a dormitory situation.
Oh, perfect.
Because of like space, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, my husband's in one bed in the room, and then there's another king bed for the boys. But they are bed hopping all night, and then I'm in another room with the baby because I was like, if she wakes, we don't want to wake everyone. We can't all 5 of us be in the room. That's
my
bonkers.
God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we literally, and then the 5-year-old will come into me, and then my husband comes and when he goes to bed at like, he's a producer, so he's up really at 3 a.m, he'll come and take him out of bed, and sometimes I've got all 3 in the bed with me, and I'm just lying there like, I'm trapped. I can't even message to say come and take a child out. Just like, when will this end? And then I'm like, it will end if the days are long and all that. But
I know.
It's true.
I remember
It's
Zach couldn't hold a bottle, and all of his friends, all of the other babies could hold a bottle. And I was like, oh my God, James, he can't hold a bottle. Zach's my eldest. And James would be like, he's not going to be in the pub, and his mates are going to be like...
That's brilliant.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest, it's
But-
true. It's all true.
I
But when you're
know.
in it, it feels... Yeah.
huge.
And also,
Yeah.
until you move out of a phase into a next phase,
Yeah.
that phase feels interminable. When will it ever end? And
Yeah. And you feel you've got it locked, and then you
Yeah,
move on
then
to the
it'll
next
shift.
phase, and you're like...
Have you seen that reel where it's like she wakes up? She's like 80 years old and she wakes up as her 32-year-old self.
oh no, that's bawling.
It's so
oh my
beautiful.
gosh.
But she basically says like, you know, I look at my husband and he's young and fit.
Oh,
You know, and I give
yeah,
him a
no, I
hug.
cried my eyes
Yeah,
out.
it's so beautiful.
And the
And it's
house and
that
the mess
reminder.
and all of
I
that.
feel like I need to watch that every
Okay,
single
can you
morning.
give the reference?
Okay, so
people
basically
need to
she's
know.
like, she's 80 years old and she wakes up as her 32-year-old self, and she says like, my babies are still young,
I've got
and they come
chills.
in and she like lingers a little longer, and she asks them if she can read another book, and you know, she goes and gives her husband a hug in the kitchen. And he's still like young and fit, and he's surprised when she hugs him, and she says, I obviously didn't hug him enough back then. You know, it's just like
I
the
literally wanna cry.
reminder.
I can't bear-
It gives
Are
me,
you
like,
cold?
tingles.
I'm like,
Go,
chill.
let's all go and tell our kids and husbands that we love them.
It is the reminder as well. Like, and I was doing the same thing. I was like, oh my God, the baby's coming to our room all the time. I feel bad. And then a girlfriend said to me, it's the safest place in the world for her. And that was such a reminder of it is such a short period of time, and it is the safest place in the world. So like, let it be.
I've always thought that with the sleep thing especially. Like, if I was really feeling scared and my husband Zeb was like, okay, I'll cuddle you in the morning. go to bed, and in the morning we can talk, because ultimately, like, for whatever reason, they need me. Okay, I'm tired, but for them, it is so to know that when you call. Also, like my 8-year-old, he's now having he's at school. There's things that come up, anxieties, or worries.
And it's
So
when you're putting them to bed. That's when they tell you,
Oof.
and you're like, I'm just gonna go and say goodnight, and then I'm up there for half an hour. And James is like, we've pressed pause on whatever we're watching. I'm like, I know.
But it's important because I feel like if at a baby you respond, then at 8 you respond, then when a teenager, you need to jump when they need you, especially in the world we're in now and other influences they see. Like, completely. I feel like home, your mother or the father needs to be available, even if it's like, I just was about to have an evening, or I just need to do this. Even though, it's hard though.
You got to count to 10 and be like,
deep breath. Yeah.
And you just got to do it.
You got to.
And you want to do it.
You do. Because when they don't come to you, you'd be gutted, wouldn't you?
Okay, and on sleep, do you have any tricks or tips to get them to sleep?
Getting that burp out before you lie them down.
I never did burp.
Oh, you never did burp?
My kids weren't.
No, mine weren't either.
No way.
No.
Oh my God, our whole household is all about the burp.
No way.
But I found there was never wind. My baby's never
Really?
puked. None of it.
Oh my goodness, you're so lucky.
No, I didn't. I've never had that.
If I put a baby down before they've burped, it is like...
How do you get the burp out?
Just any which way you can.
Yeah.
No, it's just making sure they're still upright for me. And then just doing the right
bringing
position and things. Yeah.
So funny though, because once the burp's up, you're good.
Yeah, as soon as the burp's out, they also then show signs of okay, I'm ready to go to sleep. But if I'm in a rush or wanting to get on to the next thing, I'm like, okay, we fed, it's time to go down.
Yeah.
No. I have to be patient,
Allow
which I would
time.
say is the number one lesson of motherhood for me is patience. I didn't realize how impatient I was until I had children.
And that you can't control everything.
Yeah, you can't control it. And just
Your
learning,
biggest learning.
I'm not going anywhere for the next 10 minutes or half an hour. As you said, bedtime, the show's paused, the glass of wine is there.
It takes you 3 nights to
and
get
then
through
it's
1 hour.
an hour later.
Fine.
And it's just leaning into that moment. So I would say with bedtime, once I get that burp out, best sleep as ever. But I have to do the whole
And the
process.
whole house knows the
the whole house knows.
Also, for a new mum especially, but you realise, I can't control everything.
Yeah.
And give it up, and then you can chill.
And they relax into you.
Yeah.
Then.
So my 2 sleep tips are, so first yawn, okay. Second yawn is bedtime. Third yawn, they're overtired with the baby. Number 2 is the time. If you get to 3, it's too late.
Good.
Someone taught me that, and because once you observe the first, you're like, okay, we're waiting for the second, and now it's time to go. But if you miss it, if you obviously missed it,
where are we up to?
Exactly, really hard. This is in the daytime naps. What I always try to do is really calm down my breathing, in for 4, because then you slow down your heartbeat,
As
which
you're putting
hopefully
them down.
to calm them. If you're
the cuddles
antsy,
before bed.
I've got to go, I've got to go. There's no way that kid's going to sleep. But if you're really slow breathing to try and lull them, and really have to calm your own nervous system. Parenthood is having kids is basically a mirror on yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you chill, they'll chill.
Which is why I fall asleep at bedtime every night. And
that
then I have to
bed-
pull
and I
myself
know,
out
wake
of it to
yourself
have a
up.
relationship with my
Awful.
husband.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay, 7:30, I'm asleep.
So hard. Yeah,
But,
there's no greater nap than that.
I mean, getting
The
into
wind
bed,
down.
and especially when they start reading to you,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God.
What did you say? Yeah.
You wake up in the morning in their bed.
And they
That
love it,
happens a
and
lot to me.
they'd never wake you up because they're like, oh my, but mummy's falling asleep in bed. It's so funny with her clothes and jewelry.
I know. I hate that when you haven't washed
Shoes
your
on.
face.
How do you entertain them? I mean, what was your favorite? Do you do music? Do you do sensory play? I remember being in the bath. It's so sweet when you can get the racetracks that stick to the edge of the bath.
I always think, by the way, on a wet, miserable, cold January day, have a bath in the day.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a bath. If
Yeah,
they love
that
the
is
water,
entertainment.
entertain them.
Completely.
But it's not bath time. Who cares? You've got to get through your day sometimes.
Yeah.
And also, I think with mess, which it can be very triggering for some people, I can't bear it. You have to be it'll take me 10 minutes to tidy up.
Yeah.
Just let them have fun.
I was and I tidy up midday. You just tidy up at the end.
Yeah, just give yourself
Such
a
a waste
10-minute
of
window at
time.
the end.
Yeah.
Just chill out. It's okay. Just like that reel, you'd long for the mess when you're old and it's quiet and all in
The
place.
house will be clean again.
Yeah, it will all come.
It is going to drill your head some days.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
completely normal. But if you can try to remember that it's not forever.
If they want a bubble bath and it's all a bit splashy and annoying. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
And
the
the
end of-
bath crayons.
Yeah.
You got that.
They're
these
good.
are
No,
really
they're
good.
good.
They're
Full
good
of tips today.
Yeah. You remember, it's like, these are the things that save me.
Do you know what we do? I'll try to do every day. I think this is probably the Aussie in me, but it's like getting outside and getting fresh air.
Yeah.
Key.
I obviously it's like not the same as Australia, like walking down a beautiful beach, but I do think just getting out, no matter how hard the day is, like I just strap her on and just try and walk somewhere and get fresh air and like show her the world. We did it yesterday. We didn't have any plans. It was Sunday, like we're just out and about, and she was just amazed by the world, and it was so sweet.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, I love that phase.
And also fresh air is knackering for them.
It is.
So
You've
it's
got to
like,
get them outside.
if they're udgy and whingy, it's like change the scene, change the vibe for you as well before you lose your mind. And then she'll probably be exhausted from all the fresh air and the bees and the birds. And
it is sort of like units of time. It's like that book about a boy, you know, where Hugh Grant is like, I've got units of time to fill. It's sort of like that as a mother. It would that's 6 months because you're like, right, it feels like a long day.
I had such an interesting like transition into motherhood as a stepmom because
How old were you? How old was
he was
Arlo?
only 1
so
when we got together, so it was
okay.
still like nappies, and it was like very early days.
Yeah.
And we would half the time be living our young, newly loved up like couple life, and then half the time we'd be with him. Wow! So that was so interesting because at first we tried to do like all the baby things with him, like, you know, what you would expect to do with a 1-year-old or an 18-month-old on a weekend. And then
like
eventually,
what are those?
Well, you know, like you're arranging things, like you're going to the zoo all the time, or like
a
doing
soft
play dates,
play
or
or
you're in the
something,
soft, like you said, the blocks. It was like back to back. We were scheduling our weekends,
like and living for
all
that time.
around him, right? And then eventually we were like, we're so exhausted. This isn't even normal life. So we started to transition it to, what if he came along and did what we would be doing on the other weekends? And he was so much happier.
Oh my God.
It was
like,
so
like
interesting. Like
great
even
trips.
just exactly. Their favourite thing to do on the weekend is to go to the supermarket.
I know. And the thing is with going to the supermarket with the kids, and it's the food aisle for the babies. I mean, it's so extensive now. It wasn't like that when I had my first baby. But what's so good is that it's so well signposted. So you know you're giving the baby the right things and the depending on the age. So let's talk about food. That is such a big part, isn't it? Because it really signifies that things are moving on, that the baby is sat at the table with you and partakes in meal times. It's like it's really lovely. How did you find weaning? Tell me.
I mean, if I'm being honest, it's my worst bit of parenting.
For all three?
For all three. I've had a very different experience with my last, but I've hated it. And really, it's because of the mess. And also, it's the waste I find really hard. And also, it's because it feels like there's a lot of effort that goes into it and takes a long time for you to get that reward. Now, with, say, the 8-year-old and 5-year-old, when they like eat a steak, I've never been more proud.
Yeah.
It's such a pleasure to watch your children eat good food, healthy food. That's lovely. But in the beginning stage, it's ultimately exploration, fun, and it's just mess and waste, isn't it? And obviously I'm not a nutritionist or a medical expert, but my experience of weaning is just, I don't love it. But when you do find the things that they like, or they'll hold, or they'll suck, or they'll chew on, and it feels like there's progress, it's pretty mega.
Did you do baby led?
I did do baby led. I'm
That blows
a
my
crunchy hippie at heart.
Yeah.
From my experience anyway, 6 months to a year, there wasn't much going in. It was a lot more fun, playing, texture, smush, mess.
Yeah.
Probably not so much consumption.
Yeah.
You do see those babies that love their 3 meals a day and snack, and that's incredible. I just didn't have that. No. And then as time progressed, especially for the older two, then I'd be like, okay, I know what you like. Yeah. And when they like an egg, you feel like you've won the day because it's like, egg, that could be a breakfast, a lunch, or a dinner. Like, good foods like that. You feel really lucky when they like them. And then you can go out for nice brunches because they'll have a scrambled egg or something with you. But yes.
I love weaning. Because our kids,
I know this is like said no one ever before.
I know, but our kids absolutely love food. Again, I think it's because I ate so much when I was pregnant.
Stop it! Everyone eats a lot when they're pregnant.
I swear, I was out of control. But they are begging for food from early. Like we have to almost wait. Like even now, they're just like. I was not very good at obsessively doing lots of different things and making it perfect. I was probably more blending one thing and then they were having that for a few days kind of thing, which is maybe why I enjoyed it a bit more.
Yeah, you didn't have every meal.
I wasn't putting that pressure on myself.
That's a key parenting hack. Yeah. Don't put pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still learning that one.
Yeah, but it doesn't help.
Yeah, but I think just because they were so excited by it and they love food so much. And I also think it's such a milestone for the mum. Yeah. When they start to eat, you're kind of not only are they becoming little human, which I think is so amazing, but I think that's kind of the phase. I remember like 6, 12, 18 months. They're all like big milestones for me where I was like, okay, I can see myself slowly inching towards being myself again.
Completely.
You know how I was saying like it's like that chapter of, okay, I'm my own independent individual now.
Yeah.
Right now I still kind of feel like we're one.
But also, it's that whole socializing thing. They can sit at the table with you, you know, family, other members. You don't have to be there for meal time. Other people can do meal times with them, which is a lovely experience for grandparents or friends or, you know, family. And
you
they
say
feel
cheers.
part of it. Yeah, oh, cheers. So they love a cheers. But there's more fun to be had. And also, it's like they're becoming... their own little humans, their own likes, their own wants, their own...
And exactly, I think that's when the personality comes out because you can see what they like and they don't like. You know, the face of like, I don't like that, or I really like that.
When people give them a lemon and
love that
face.
I think that's why I love it so much.
What are your hacks?
I don't think there are any hacks, are there? I think it's like
Do you use any special tools though, like cutlery or plates?
Obviously, like the bowls that like suction onto it. I think they're a game changer.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you can buy the mats now that go underneath the chair, which is a game changer.
Oh my God.
And then I think just being okay with it being, you know,
lean in. It's for a
And
short
also,
period
you
of time.
can get those bibs that you put over their head.
Oh, it's like
The
a
and then,
sleeves.
and then their arms just come out.
Oh, yeah.
So then you just whip that off.
Yeah, they're great.
And the pockets, so you collect it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And or just like, you know, those bibs they do now with like the collecting.
lip, yeah.
They work really well.
Dinner time for me is always like in the vest or tops off.
Yeah, completely.
You're going straight in the bath after.
Yeah.
Get that tomato sauce all over you,
I
in your
know.
hair, the bolognese.
Same.
Just do it.
Don't put white on.
But also, like everything with kids, the quicker you let them do it and figure it out, then you move out the messy stage. Like if you delay letting them try, get dressed, whatever it is, they will get it and they'll get it really quick. But they have to go through the messy bit to get to the...
Yeah, you physically can't wean and not be messy.
Yes,
you couldn't.
Zadie had real issues. And
Tell us about Zadie.
Okay,
I felt I lived with you through this.
Yeah, because I was with you a lot during that time. Basically,
Aww.
Zadie, at 6 months, it showed no interest at all of putting anything in her mouth, food, toys, anything, no sucking, no chewing. I never knew when she was teething. She never cried. There was never a moment where she needed to chomp on
because normally
anything.
they're like...
There was nothing went in other than my boob. But I just thought, okay, she's little. I didn't really think, hang on, she doesn't put toys in her mouth either. Nothing went in her lip. Like, there was no fear with that. And she has 2 little brothers, didn't worry about it. At a year, I suddenly thought, hang on, shouldn't we be a bit curious? And I'd give her food every mealtime. She would hold it, but if you went near her, she'd bat away. You couldn't get near her.
I haven't
You
heard
put a
of this
spoon.
before.
neither have I.
And me and my husband, because we live with my in-laws, everyone would try and we'd be like, let's not make it a thing because that's surely not a good thing. Because she'd get really upset. So I was like, hang on, this doesn't feel right. Went to see a feeding speech expert, specialist. And she kept being like, you know, at meal times, offer her, be like, no, Sherlock. Like we are. Like she sat at the table every meal. She has younger brothers. Like we all sit there. She just wouldn't take it. Many months of trying, and then getting a little bit stressed because I was like, I'm still fully feeding and nourishing. She wouldn't take water. Couldn't leave her with anyone for long periods. She couldn't drink. And I also couldn't express, but she couldn't take a cup, so it kind of didn't matter. Anyway, finally went to an occupational therapist someone recommended. So I thought I'll give that a go. And ultimately she felt that all babies have reflexes, the Moro reflex, you know, when they startle awake. And then sucking, chewing, swallow, other reflexes happen. And she felt that reflex never fired for her. So we had to do loads of massage effectively to desensitize and trigger the reflex. And that was massage on her feet, her hands. You know that you can get hand, foot and mouth disease. It seems like all these 3 things are connected.
Oh my goodness.
So I'd have to like do round and round on her soles and pull her toes, like, you know, and it was very specific, very specific amount. I had to do it every day and then have 2 days off. It was all very strict. And I did it and then like massage on her hair, you know, and I'd creep in and eventually you could touch her and then you could kiss her cheeks and she wouldn't bat away. And then one day I was just having my yogurt and I was just like, and she took it. And so, because she wasn't fearful of it coming. And this is at like 18 months.
God. You must have been so
I
relieved.
literally quickly put the phone up to like prove to everyone, like I swear she did it. You know, it's almost like, I was like to my husband, oh, Zadie, want to look? And she started like going for it. And so, and everyone was like, are you making things she likes? I'm like, this isn't a food issue. This is but I wouldn't have, but had she have been my first child.
Thank God she was your third, I was going to say.
I'm not going to get panicky. I'm going to try this. And
Oh
obviously
my
now
God.
she eats everything
Anyone
in sight.
listening must think, who has this must be like, thank God.
I know as a first-time mum, we would have
wow.
been in a very different... I'd be like neurotic.
Yeah.
What was stressful was, as Hodge knows, I couldn't go for a day of work. She had to cut, my mum my poor mother had to be nearby so I could give her a quick feed, disappear for 2 hours.
We used to meet him.
Like, do you remember that day? We were out in London all
my God,
day,
we do these
traipsing
all-day
around.
shoots, and then Olivia would be like,
Can
my
I have a quick
mum's
milk?
phone, she's hungry.
She needs a.
Oh
She'd
my
have
God.
to pause, have a quick milk feed, and then meet us in 2 hours now in another location. And like, but we got through it.
I mean, good job. She's so cute.
She is.
You are so
none of
impressive.
us
That's a
But
really
what can
stressful
you do?
situation.
It was
so
stressful.
stressful. You really handled it very calmly, though.
I mean, thank you. You didn't live with me. No, but I get really upset also because it's like, it's food. Like, we're humans. It's literally
And
the
you
most
love
important
food.
thing.
You
Yeah,
love
and
food.
and also like, it's important.
Yeah.
Like, she has to be able to eat and drink.
Did you do loads of research?
Yeah, but there's not that much because every kid is different. So for any other reason, every kid has different things. Some had allergies, some had intolerance. It wasn't that. I knew it wasn't that.
Yeah.
So it was like, but what is it?
How did you get to the occupational therapist? Why did you think of
someone
that?
just recommended on actually a Facebook group, like, why don't you try? Because it was potentially behavioral. So then it's like kids with behavioral issues or problems seek an occupational therapist. Sensory can be occupational therapy.
Wow.
So we just tried that route.
I mean, I think I always think knowledge is power,
Yes.
and just share. I think the best thing you can do because you help
Absolutely.
somebody else.
And people always message me, DM me, and I spend a lot. I will always give them a thorough reply, not like, oh, try that. Like, no. But I have to always caveat with that was just her, and I feel like every kid has their own ism or thing. So you got to find what works for you. That's the same with all of this, isn't it? Even with weaning. You'll find that maybe they'll like that one rubbery, chewy spoon, or they'll prefer a hard spoon. You've got to try it all, and however annoying that is and costly sometimes when you're buying all the gear, once you find it, you're like,
I got it.
Well, because also bottles and cups, some like a straw, some like a. So you
And there's different sized teats.
Yeah,
and
you got
like,
to
it's a
try
lot
it
going on.
all.
It's
But
a
that's
lot.
annoying. But it's a temporary time. But when you find it, it opens up a world of ease.
What has been the biggest hit at mealtimes, and what's been the biggest rejection?
I think my biggest rejection of food is always the things I spend a lot of time wanting to make. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going to make like a minced chicken cutlet with, blah, 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 with like, and I put in veggies and it's like, no interest. And then it's like, I'm eating my very normal like mackerel, and she'd want that. I'm like, what? I just got a magazine, and I was trying. So I think like everything, pressure off. And actually then they eat more. Like, if you force it and will it, you're desperate. It just
And they can sort of sense you being desperate.
So right.
They're so wise. They
I know.
know.
They're like,
So
no.
the nonchalant, try it if you want. I always think with everything, like lay it out, no pressure.
Yeah.
You're not trying. Then they gravitate. They see you have it. They want a bit.
Yeah, put it on the table and they'll watch you eat it and want to do it.
And again, the hack of, I think, us eating at the same time rather than, as you said, like the pressure of kind of like watching them eat.
You can have that
And
now.
like, having the same things. I would often keep their plates kind of simple, but then have enough on my plate to be able to share. They always seem to want to have what I was having. So rather than like offering, let's say like salmon,
Yes.
it just happens to be on my plate. And then they're like, oh, can I try it?
Yeah.
And that's such an easy transition.
So good,
Yeah. But again, I always just gave them whatever I was eating.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Like
a good
obviously
hack.
without the salt and without maybe extra flavors or whatever.
Exactly. Like I'll make a big
Yeah.
spag bowl and then I'll just then take a portion out and then I'll add in the bits that I
Like a chili or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's-
exactly.
Also, like, you have to make it work. You're a family with careers. Like, you can't be making 4 different meals.
No. So around this time, some parents start experimenting with combi feeding, so mixing breast and bottle feeding. Did you guys do that around the 6 months mark?
Yeah, definitely. I actually didn't have like the best experience with breastfeeding. Like I was quite hard for me.
Yeah.
I loved it when it worked and like I felt like so connected to my babies and like it is such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But I definitely depended on follow-up milk a lot and like depended on feeding like real food because I wasn't able to have this like huge supply, unfortunately.
No.
And it is so unique to each mum. Like I admire the mums so much. Like you're so lucky that you like have such a big supply and you could do that for so long. That story riddles me with anxiety because I'm like, I just wouldn't have been able to do that, I don't think, for so long.
I think that's the point. You literally said, like, if you can and you do, then you follow one way. If you can't, you adapt. Like, you have to just take your experience as it's happening and adapt and react accordingly to make it work for you. Your baby, no one wants hungry babies.
And I think like the number one thing is just like learning to drop the guilt.
Yeah,
like,
completely.
Yeah.
I remember having Coco and the midwife came to check for her 6-month check. And I was breastfeeding and she was like, you need to let other people feed this baby because you've got 2 other very small children. And I just needed somebody else, like a professional grown up kind woman to say it to me. But it's so crazy.
It's a lot of like
it's a lot.
And
You
also
should
one
know
puts
that
a lot
and
of
you've
pressure.
got to trust yourself and be like, this isn't working.
and ask for help, because
Ask for help.
the village mentality's gone, obviously, in the world and the society we live in now. It feels like it's all on you. But also you're supposed to be working and looking after other children. It's just very, very hard. But equally, you have to do what's important to you or not. Like, I always think this with birth. Like,
completely.
My first birth, I had this real, like, I want to do it this way, da, da, da. And then after the revolting, intense labour, 4 days, I'm not taking any pain, like all of that. And I was like, oh, look, there was no medal at the end. Like,
no
you know what I mean? No one cares.
No one
Literally,
cares.
People only care about their own babies, their own lives, their own births, their own pregnancy. They like, good for you, but I couldn't really care less. Like, so you've got to do what's right for you. And maybe that is standing by some things for you or not. Doesn't matter. It's you.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no judgment. There's no guilt. You get on with it.
And every baby's different. Like,
So different.
Yes.
like, your girls might not be the same. Your children haven't been.
Yes.
I feel like you've just got to take the baby as the baby comes and work for that.
And also, you might go into it, right, I'm going to do it completely different this time. I'm going to get support or whatever. If you don't make enough milk, or it's nothing you can do.
No.
If you
And
know
it's
I gave it a
almost
go.
more stressful, and then you have less milk because you're
the stress with it.
because you're like, oh my god, and I'm drinking
Absolutely.
tea, I'm eating
And the biscuits.
Yeah,
I was
I'm having the
constantly
oats
making those
thing.
biscuits.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
lactation.
Yeah, lactation cookies, damn, they're good.
They are
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
need
no,
like
I
an
think it's just
Anzac
like
cookie,
happy mum, happy bub. Like
Yeah.
whatever
Absolutely.
you need to do
Yeah.
to get through the
Yeah.
day, do that.
You're also fighting hormones, dips in mood. Like, your body hurts, you're healing, you've undergone a major, like, internal, like, there's
Transformation.
a lot happening. And, just to even present yourself in the world is enough. So, like,
If you've got your
do you.
lip balm on, you've brushed your hair, and your baby's happy.
you've won the day.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, 6 months in, the baby's changed, but not just the baby, you've changed. How did you think I am back to myself? Was it around then?
I think that is like a really big moment for the mum. I think I said that earlier, 6, 12, 18 months is such a key moment. They say the 4th trimester, but I feel like when you hit 6 months, you start to like have a bit more energy. They've dropped one of those naps, so you have a bit more like freedom and flexibility in the day. You can get out. Like, I don't know, there's something about like, for me, you start to see yourself again. You're coming out of that like haze.
And you like don't just think about the baby all the time. You think about you a bit more as well.
Yeah, the fog clears.
Yeah.
6 months, you kind of are in your flow. You know your little person. Peekaboo really works.
Yeah.
Or, you've got your fun little things.
Yeah.
And other people can also enjoy being with the baby for a little bit. So that's quite nice.
And you can do date night and sort of think about
Absolutely.
your marriage a bit
Yeah.
again, or partner. Go out for dinner.
Yeah.
You can leave the baby with a babysitter.
It's like the fog has lifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk about other things, it's not just the baby.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when my spark starts to kind of reappear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming out of
You
the
seem
haze.
sparkly.
Yeah, you are.
You don't lose your
sparkly.
spark.
A lot of spark
You're
when
in
you come
skinny
back.
jeans.
Yeah, you look fabulous, girl. I hope you're going out
Great.
after.
You've done your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're nailing it. Who is your support crew? Like, who do you lean on?
My husband's amazing.
Yeah.
He really cares about them as little people. Like, as in he feels for their feelings too. So, like, he'll be up playing if she won't go to bed. And I'm like, I've got to, because, he gets it. My mum and my mother-in-law are amazing.
I mean, it's so lovely living with your mother-in-law.
It's really helpful. And also it's helpful for the older too. Like, forget
Yeah.
the baby bit. If they wake up early and want breakfast and she's still it's like my mother-in-law's
Yeah.
there and helps them. And that's really
Oh my
amazing. We're
God,
very,
amazing.
very lucky.
Great timing.
But family, it's really, and I appreciate you're probably here without some of your closeness, but that's
that part's
really hard.
actually.
Yeah.
Has it?
It's
Do you
made me
find it
feel
hard?
so far away from home. Like, I've been in the UK for 13 years, and now I'm like Wow. My sister lives in Hong Kong as well.
Oh my goodness.
But they're still my support network, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're so lucky we live in a
And
day.
also when
Yeah.
you're up in the night and
Yeah,
they're up.
exactly. That's been the best part.
And
Is at like
FaceTime,
3
you can
a.m. I
see
can speak
them.
to my best friends and my
Yeah.
mum. And we're just on FaceTime like most mornings
Yeah.
at breakfast. And I think it's the most connecting moment, I think, for women is this motherhood journey.
Completely.
Like I feel
Like
so
sisterhood.
connected to, like we just met and I feel like, oh my God, we could share stories for 15 hours now, you know? Like
it's a leveler, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
We're in the trenches together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it could even just be the woman on the street who kind of sees you juggling a million different things and like comes and helps you just for 1 second. Isn't that an amazing moment when you're like frazzled and, you know, everything's kind of like seemingly falling apart and someone even just looks at you in a way of like, I
Empathy.
understand what you're going through.
Completely.
Or like when they're crying, and they're not like this at you, they're like,
Can I
get
help
it.
you? Or
Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
So kind.
I've like taken a baby off somebody on a plane and said,
you?
I'm going to walk it up and down because I could
Yeah.
feel she was on her own. She was so upset and everyone's looking at her.
Yeah.
And I was like, just go
I always feel for the mums on the planes because it's like sometimes they're out of ideas and it's like really hard.
It's awful. And if you've like,
So
you've
you can't
lost
be-
the favourite dummy
Yeah.
or the favourite raggy or whatever it is down the back.
So
and then
true. It's really hard.
It's just so stressful.
So
Have you done
stressful.
long haul flights yet?
That was probably the most stressful moment of my
Yeah, I
life,
can't
actually,
imagine.
the first time I took Xanthi to Australia on my own.
Oh my God.
You know what it's like with motherhood? You just get through it. And
Yeah.
it feels like the longest, 10 minutes of
always
your
get
entire
through it.
life.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're off the plane and you're in Australia and everything's amazing.
And
I
there's
tell
your
you-
mum and you're like,
Yeah. Hiya.
Yeah.
Haven't
Exactly.
seen you yet.
You
Take
owe
the baby.
me. That was so fun. Thank you.
No,
Thank
you
you.
for having
That was
us.
wonderful.
I know, it's really nice. It's so nice actually to just talk about it and like relive it and acknowledge how wonderful it is and how hard it is and how, all you need is like people around you who are fighting your corner and you'll get through it.
And as they say, it all goes so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Even
Enjoy the
pooey
wild
nappy.
ride.
Yeah. Thanks to our guests for sharing their stories. For more tips and support, visit Apta Club. And to everyone listening or watching, remember every journey is different and that's what makes it yours.